A fascinating dynamic that is akin to the clash of titans in the psychological sphere can be found when navigating the complex interplay between narcissists and Sigma empaths. Because of their independence, tenacity, and preference for nonconformity, Sigma empaths present a serious threat to narcissists looking to take charge. Deciphering the motivations behind this complex power struggle reveals a mosaic of characteristics that makes Sigma empaths appear to be immune to the manipulation strategies used by narcissistic types. The following 8 factors make Sigma empaths too difficult for narcissists to manage. 8. Guilt tripping is less common among Sigma empaths. The ability to avoid guilt tripping is remarkably strong among Sigma empaths. This trait provides a formidable defense against narcissists' deceptive strategies. While many people would give in to the emotional burden of guilt, Sigma empaths remain resolute in defining their limits and possess a deep awareness of their own objectives. Their profound self-awareness and incapacity to distinguish between sincere regret and well-thought-out attempts at emotional blackmail are the causes of this resistance. Because they understand how sneaky guilt tripping can be, Sigma empaths don't allow it to influence their choices or jeopardize their well-being. They are sensitive to their own moral compass and resilient enough to resist the emotional pressure of guilt-tripping techniques. Thus, it's a difficult target for narcissists to take advantage of. This resistance is based on the Sigma empath's obligation to authenticity and an unwavering sense of personal integrity, guaranteeing that attempts to manipulate through guilt will be met with resistance from a resilient person who values self-awareness and the truth over emotional blackmail. 7. Sigma empaths put their own objectives and well-being first. One important component of the Sigma empath's resistance to narcissistic manipulation is their ability to have clear goals. Sigma empaths have exceptional clarity in identifying and pursuing their objectives. They cultivate a strong sense of purpose that prevents them from being sidetracked or deviated from by the whims of narcissists. Because of their keen focus on their own goals, Sigma empaths are less vulnerable to the manipulative tactics used by narcissists to divert attention and resources. Because of their commitment to their own goals and well-being, the Sigma empaths are shielded from outside influences. Sigma empaths build a wall against attempts to channel their emotions toward the narcissist's agenda by staying laser-focused on their priorities. Because Sigma empaths stay grounded in their own purpose-driven journey, their faithful commitment to personal goals not only reinforces their resilience, but also inhibits the narcissist's ability to influence through alluring or distracting tactics. 6. Sigma empaths resist taking on the victim role readily. A key component of Sigma empaths' defense against narcissists' deceptive tactics is their refusal to adopt the victim role. This special feature arises from the Sigma empath's extraordinary self-awareness. They are guided through the intricate cycle of emotional encounters by this internal compass. Despite hardships and egotistical attempts to make them appear weak, Sigma empaths never give up on their feeling of agency or control over their own story. This deliberate decision shows their awareness of the power relationships that come with being a victim and their resolve to overcome obstacles without giving up and becoming powerless. Sigma empaths successfully rebuff narcissists' deliberate attempts to solicit sympathy and obtain control through emotional manipulation by rejecting the victim role. Rather, they represent fortitude, tenacity, and a refusal to let their tragedies define them. The Sigma empath's sense of autonomy is maintained by this calculated refusal, which also creates a boundary that makes it difficult for narcissists to take advantage of them via sympathetic coercion or attempts to build emotional dependencies. 5. Sigma empaths are able to emotionally distance themselves from toxicity. The ability to remain emotionally detached and disengage from toxic situations, which protects their mental and emotional health, is shown in the detachment capacity of the Sigma empath. In contrast to individuals who could get entangled in the emotional web produced by narcissists, Sigma empaths have the remarkable capacity to separate themselves from detrimental influences. This distance is a calculated action to shield their inner sanctuary from the emotional storms frequently caused by narcissists, not a show of apathy. Because of their ability to remain detached, Sigma empaths are able to see things objectively, make decisions free from emotional manipulation, and leave harmful relationships behind. Sigma empaths prevent narcissists from forming the emotional dependencies that are frequently at the core of their manipulative strategies by upholding a degree of emotional autonomy. 4. Sigma empaths are frequently inherently doubtful and scrutinize the intentions and motives of others. The innate skepticism that Sigma empaths display is essential to strengthening their resistance to the deceptive tactics used by narcissists. Because of their discerning nature, Sigma empaths approach social encounters with a fair dose of skepticism, carefully considering the intents and motives of others around them. This skepticism serves as a barrier, keeping people from succumbing easily to the charm, flattery, or dishonesty that narcissists frequently use to acquire power. Sigma empaths are born with the capacity to examine data and discern between falsity and veracity. This innate skepticism serves as a defense against the cunning strategies used by narcissists, making it difficult for them to take advantage of the vulnerabilities held by Sigma empaths. Sigma empaths develop a mental defense mechanism that strengthens their resilience in negotiating complex social dynamics by keeping a critical eye and challenging the veracity of the narratives given by narcissists. This skepticism, which is a result of the Sigma empaths' deliberate awareness rather than cynicism, demonstrates their dedication to maintaining their emotional independence and well-being. 3. Sigma empaths don't look outside for approval. Instead, they find it within. The self-validation technique used by Sigma empaths turns out to be a very effective protection against narcissists. Sigma empaths get their feeling of value and confirmation from within, in contrast to people who would look outside for validation or acceptance. Since attempts to control or influence through flattery, praise, or criticism find little traction, this self-sufficiency upends the narcissist's usual tactics. Because of their unwavering commitment to self-validation, they are able to use their internal compass to navigate relationships, determining their value and making decisions based on their own principles rather than those of others. Self-reliance serves as a protective barrier, making Sigma empaths less vulnerable to the emotional roller coaster that narcissists use to exert control over others. This activity demonstrates the self-preservation dedication of the Sigma empaths, building a strong foundation that resists the storm of outside manipulations. 2. It's difficult since Sigma empaths are unpredictable. When it comes to narcissists, Sigma empaths are vigilant and unexpected, which keeps them on uncertain ground, in contrast to those who are easily deceived because of their predictability. The ability of Sigma empaths to adjust to different circumstances without sacrificing authenticity is demonstrated by their unpredictable nature. It is difficult for narcissists to predict and regulate their behavior as their reactions to outside stimuli are always unpredictable. The constantly changing characteristics of Sigma empaths complicate interpersonal dynamics in addition to preventing narcissists from developing a pattern of influence. This unpredictable nature turns into a tactical advantage, keeping the narcissist from feeling in control or superior to the Sigma empath. It embodies the resilience and flexibility of the Sigma empath, fostering an atmosphere in which attempts at control via predictability are thwarted by the dynamic and erratic character of the empath's reactions. 1. Sigma empaths possess a great sense of self-awareness and introspection. By carefully analyzing their ideas, feelings, and intentions, Sigma empaths are able to protect themselves against outside influences by developing a higher level of self-awareness. Through constant introspection, Sigma empaths are able to distinguish between their own emotions and the emotional facades put on them by manipulative others. Deeply exploring their inner selves helps Sigma empaths understand the complexities of their emotional terrain, which makes it difficult for narcissists to take advantage of their vulnerabilities. By using introspection as a shield, Sigma empaths are able to spot cues of manipulation, establish clear boundaries, and keep their independence when faced with emotional difficulties. The Sigma empath's dedication to meditation promotes personal development and establishes them as strong individuals who skillfully and authentically negotiate the challenging terrain of human connection while maintaining a firm grasp of their emotional terrain. Sigma empaths are naturally strong because of their fiery individualism, tenacity, and commitment to sincerity. When narcissistic attempts at manipulation are made, These people tend to be difficult to manipulate because of their independence and self-awareness. Sigma empaths are resistant to being persuaded by narcissists' charm or cunning. Their independence and capacity for strong boundaries serve as barriers against the deceptive tactics frequently employed by those vying for power. They are less vulnerable to the influence of narcissistic personalities since they refuse to live according to social norms. What can we learn from the Sigma empaths about strengthening our boundaries and protecting our authenticity in the face of deceptive influences?